My name is Carol Williams and I am the National Drama Advisor for Scottish Community Drama Association. So here we are, March 2021, 1 year since we've had to stop doing something we really love, drama. Whilst we might not feel like celebrating, we have been thinking at SCDA, how could we mark this very strange anniversary? How can we share our stories? How can we look to the future and imagine what things could be like for drama clubs in Scotland? Who better to ask than you, the young people of Scotland? This is a chance to make your voice heard. We want to provide you with a platform. You can talk about your hopes, your fears, your stories from lockdown, the good or the bad, or your imaginings for the future. Let us help you send out a message to Scotland and beyond. So how can you do this? Well, we have just launched a project called Voices from Lockdown. We would like you to send us a video of up to 30 seconds with your message. Now, you can do this by talking to the camera, as I am now, or by writing something and reading that to the camera, a poem or some writing. I've got my notes here as well because I don't want to forget anything important. If you don't want to be on screen, you could design a poster that you could hold up to the camera. Or I've tried this, I've made a sign. You could do one of those or a series of signs. The important thing is that you get your message out there. Here are some ways, some starting points for you if you're not quite sure. You could start with, I remember, or I hope. Now, if neither of those work for you, perhaps it could be my theories, or even I wonder. You don't have to use any of those. They're just some suggestions to get you started. I'm going to be honest with you, I think most of you are probably more experienced and more used to filming on your camera than me, but I am going to give you some tips. Firstly, your camera. We're going to want you to film this landscape, so you're not holding your camera portrait, you're holding it on the long ways, landscape. And you will notice my screen is facing away from me. This is because if you film with your camera on the back of your phone, you'll get a better quality recording. Secondly, the background, where you are. Try to make sure that you're somewhere where you haven't got a lot of posters or busy things behind you, just so that we can focus on you and what you're saying. Third thing I want to talk about is lighting. You don't need to go out and buy any special lighting, but just make sure you don't have a bright light behind you or right in front of you. Just make sure we can see you. And the last thing I want to mention is sound. So 2 things to think about. Firstly, the further away from your camera you are, the louder and the clearer you need to be. And secondly, try to find a place or a time when there isn't a lot of background noise. Again, if you are speaking, we really need to hear what you've got to say. Be creative. In fact, why not record a couple of different versions and then you can send us the one you like best. My last tip is, if you can, get someone to help you because it's much easier if someone else is holding your camera for you. Couple of practical things to be aware of. If you are aged 13 or over, you need to record your video and then upload it onto YouTube. Now, if you don't know how to do that, when you get hold of the submission form, which you can find on our website, there are some tips on there about how to load your video up to YouTube. If you are under the age of 13 and you're thinking, well, I want to be involved in this as well, you can. There's just one difference. Anyone under 13 will need to submit their video through their SCDA club. All this information and the form will be available on the SCDA website. So here's a reminder: www.scda.org.uk. If you want to get in touch with us, just send us an email on voices@scda.org.uk. We will be keeping you up to date on what's happening on our Facebook page, which is Scottish Community Drama Association in full. Now, I mustn't forget to tell you the closing date, which is the 19th of April. Last thing, enjoy the challenge. Good luck.